If you are a retailer who is also processing food for sale, or if you are a food manufacturer who is also doing some retail, you may find yourself wondering where you fit in the regulations.
Don't worry, you are not the only one who has wondered about that. The regulation could be a little intimidating or confusing, particularly when you have a blended business model. That's why we created this module to help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape.
In this module, you will learn about different regulations that govern food safety. We will also show you a roadmap to guide you through those regulations.
If you are a retailer, you need to follow the state regulations developed based in the Food Code. The FDA created the Food Code as a model to assist local, state, tribal, and federal regulators to establish the regulations appropriate to their jurisdiction levels.
In Louisiana, we follow Louisiana Administrative Code, LAC Title 51, Public Health Sanitary Code, which is almost a direct adoption of the Food Code. The Louisiana Department of Health, LDH, enforces LAC Title 51.
Some retailers conduct what we call a specialized processing, such as reduced oxygen-packed foods or smoking foods for preservation. These practices deviate from the Food Code.
In addition to following the Food Code, or Title 51 in Louisiana, you will have to file a variance or have a hazard analysis critical control point or HACCP plan for these type of processes.
But other specialized processes include smoking food as a method of preservation, the use of additives such as vinegar for preservation, custom processing animals for personal use, curing foods, operating a mollusk and shellfish life support system, sprouting seeds or beans, or preparing foods by another method that is determined by the regulatory agency to require a variance.
If you are a food processor, you will need to comply with different sets of regulations. If you are processing meat, poultry, egg products, and catfish, you will need to comply with the U.S. Department of Agriculture or USDA regulations. If you are processing any other foods, you will be under the Food and Drug Administration or FDA regulations.
If none of your ingredients or end products are crossing the state lines, you will be inspected by a state regulator. For USDA products, you will be inspected by the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry or LDAF. And for FDA products, the Louisiana Department of Health or LDH will be responsible for the inspection.
For USDA products, you will comply with the sanitation performance standards to make sure that you have a clean facility to process foods. Then you will comply with the meat and poultry HACCP, which is a preventive approach to ensure the safety of the foods. For FDA food products, we further divide them into three categories: seafood, juice, and other foods. If you are processing seafood products, except for catfish, you will comply first with the current Good Manufacturing Practices, CGMPs, and then the Seafood HACCP.
The same will be with juice and juice products. You will need to comply first with CGMPs and then with the juice HACCP. If you are processing other foods, you also have to comply with CGMPs plus one or more rules under the Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA, which also is a preventive approach. Regardless of what product you are processing or which regulatory agency you fall under, having a strong prerequisite such as sanitation performance standards is critical for a successful preventive food safety program.